The following is not suitable for children under the age of 18. It contains coarse language, sexual references, as well as my own personal views and opinions. All characters of the show are fictional and are made for fun, not harm. You are listening to the Sky Genie Show, the worst show ever. Hit the music! Hello my masters and welcome to the Sky Genie Show, the absolute worst show ever. We're on episode 38 of the Sky Genie Show, and in a week from tomorrow, I guess, we are having WrestleMania. It's a time of year where everybody's going to be busy, and the Sky Genie Show is no exception. So I'll give you a bit of show news. Next week, me, Yuck Nasty, and Johnny Florida will be doing a WrestleMania prediction show with also NXT TakeOver. That will be next week on Friday at 8 PM, or if you're in Australia, 11 o'clock AM, Saturday on Mixlr. You'll probably see me share that video on my Twitter for the next week or so. And also, coming soon will be a new co-host to the group. Kim, who is a long-time friend of mine, is trying to break into radio or podcasting and needs to get experience on the microphone. Unfortunately, she can't get to Sydney where the market is, where she currently works. She works for marketing, doing banners and stuff for a show called The Sound Cartel. What she'll be doing pretty much, she'll be trying to get experience on the on-air stuff, what to do, what not to do, stuff like that. What she'll be covering is more the music side, and well, pretty much whatever the fuck she really wants to do, really. Made it clear to her and everyone else, I am no boss. She says and does what she thinks. To be fair, to get her a bit comfortable behind the microphone and pretty much get a groove. After a while, when she feels ready, she'll probably do something on her own. Because, hey, interests change. And she'll probably get the motivation to do a show of her own, where she'll probably want to interview music guests and stuff like that, so more power to her if she wants to do that. The plan is for her is to start when we finally go live. It'll be a Mixlr. For my time, it will either be a Saturday or a Sunday, depending when we are available. So I work 4 days out of the week, so I can't really do it within the week except for Monday. For Americans, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday for yous. But more on that when it comes up. I am also in talks with two other people. One who is pretty much into games, and the other one is a chef. So, I could be doing a lot more variety with the show. But the last two are not confirmed, so that's a plan for now. Big things for the show. In a big week if you're into wrestling. And now for everyone's least favourite part of the show. The show is sponsored to you by old people telling bad jokes. Don't worry, they'll be dead soon. And now for an update of Creepy Jimmy. So for those who are wondering about Creepy Jimmy, he was caught in an old folks home sniffing granny panties. You're really fucked up, Jimmy. Now don't go away because after the break, wrestling news and the Impact Wrestling and Ring of Honor reviews. looking for a good laugh? Then check out Getting the Corner. Getting the Corner. Dark Corner. Dark Corner. With hosts Yuck Nasty and Dogger Baby. Every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on Mixlr. Check them out on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on Mixlr. For interesting discussion and debates on professional wrestling, check out Johnny Florida, Michael Corvin, and Old Man Jenkins on Wrestling's National Committee. They talk a wide range of topics on the world that is pro wrestling. Check them out on Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Mixlr. Jan Ross, the wife of Jim Ross, sadly passed away this week. As reported earlier in the week, she was involved in a head-on collision where it fractured her skull. Surgery was performed, but sadly there was nothing that they could do to save her. Our thoughts and prayers go to the Ross family. The WWE Hall of Fame 2017 legacy inductees have been announced. Haystacks Calhoun, Dr. Jerry Graham, Ricky Dozan, Judy Grable, Toots Mont, Farmer Burns, Luther Lindsay, and June Byers will be amongst the names going into the legacy wing of the Hall of Fame of the WWE this year. There will probably be more news next week, so that is all for the wrestling news for this episode. For fans of the Sky Genie Show, please also make sure to check out Wrestling Soup. They drop at 9:30 on Thursday. Join hosts Anthony Missionary Thomas and Joey Numbers as they lightheartedly talk about the world that's happening in professional wrestling, as well as other current events. While over there, please make sure to check out the Saturday morning shitbox. Have your voice and question heard as Mish and Joey answer questions on their thoughts of professional wrestling or anything else going around in the world. That show drops on Saturday morning-ish. The weeks it doesn't air is because they're doing pay-per-view Sunday. Yes, whenever there's a WWE pay-per-view, Mish and Joey usually review it, sometimes with John Draper. They also have shows on Stitcher and iTunes. If you want to catch the boys live, check them out on Mixlr. For fans of the show, please also check out the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show. Don Tony and Kevin Castle show is a hard-hitting, with brutal honesty type show, as they give their views on the world of professional wrestling and WWE. They're also on Stitcher and iTunes. If you want to catch them live, listen to them on Mixlr. If you're looking for a very professional show to listen to the Solomonster Sounds of. His show, smokes this one entirely, is a very informative show. Join Jason Solomon as he gives his thoughts on the current events of professional wrestling. Catch his show on Podbean, Stitcher or iTunes. Also check out Jason Solomon's YouTube page, where he does extras for pay-per-view shows or interviews with wrestlers in the business. Jason has interviewed the likes of Diamond Dallas Page, Bob Hardcore Holly, the legendary Jim Ross, and even Booker T. Definitely a show worth checking out. And now, for the wrestling reviews. First up, for TNA, or whatever the fuck it's called, review. Davey Richards versus Suicide opened up the show. It was a good match with Davey Richards getting the win. They then showed a vignette of LAX. Then had a backstage interview with that crazy bride chick or whatever the fuck her name is, who cares. Then we had Idris Abraham, Fala Bala, he looks like Yokozuna, and Mario Bukara versus Shira, Laredo Kid, and Garza Jr. It was an okay match, with Shira, Laredo Kid, and Garza Jr. getting the win. Backstage they show a limo. They then have Decay versus Reno Scum. After an okay match, Reno Scum get the win. We then go to have a Grand Championship match with Moose versus Eli Drake. Meh, no contest. Cody Rhodes came out of the limo and attacked Moose with a chair, so the match never took place. We then had LAX versus DCC. After an okay match, LAX win. After the match, DCC argue, and I guess Storm quit. I don't know. Bruce Pritchard interviews Bobby Lashley. Then there was a backstage interview with Braxton Sutter and Ali. We then had Rebel and ODB. Rebel, who was part of the famous match with Ali Martinez, as minus 5-star match. Well, after watching this, I would give this a minus 5-star match. It was stupid. ODB got the win, and whatever. We get a second interview with Bobby Lashley, with Bruce Pritchard doing the interview. We then get Bobby Lashley versus a jobber. After squash, Bobby Lashley wins. JB is in the ring for the main event segment, introduces Karen Jarrett. She goes on and on about how hard it's been for the last few years. EC3 comes out and goes on and on. Josh Matthews interrupts. Karen slaps Josh in the face, and that ends the show. Overall, it was a better show this week, but it had a bad ending. Still very lackluster. And seriously, if this show's still going to be like this every week, I am going to stop reviewing it altogether again, just not bothering it. Because I did say it was going to be a month, and they've got till next week to make any sort of improvement. And that is the TNA, or whatever the fuck it's called, review. And now it's time for the Ring of Honor review. We open up the show with Silas Young and the Beer City Bruiser versus Cheeseburger and Will Ferrara. After a really good match, Silas Young and the Beer City Bruiser get the win. Next up was a match for the Top Prospect Tournament. Josh Woods took on Chris LaRusso in a good match but a weak finish. Your winner via knockout, Josh Woods. We then had Kenny King versus Leo Rush in a great match with your winner, Kenny King. After the match, the Rebellion goes to attack Leo Rush. Shane Taylor comes out to make the save but turns on Leo Rush. Chris Sabin comes down and makes the save for Rush. And in the main event, Jay White versus Jay Briscoe. In a great main event, your winner, Jay Briscoe. Overall, it was an okay show with a great main event, and that is the Ring of Honor review. And now it's time for the Ring of Honor review. We open up the show with Silas Young and the Beer City Bruiser versus Cheeseburger and Will Ferrara. After a really good match, Silas Young and the Beer City Bruiser get the win. Next up was a match for the Top Prospect Tournament. Josh Woods took on Chris LaRusso in a good match but a weak finish. Your winner via knockout, Josh Woods. We then had Kenny King versus Leo Rush in a great match with your winner, Kenny King. After the match, the Rebellion goes to it. And that'll be it for this episode of the Sky Genie Show. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Follow me on my website, skygenieshow.weebly.com, the Facebook like page, The Sky Genie Show, the Facebook fan page, The Sky Genie Show page. On Twitter, it's SDD916. I have more in the description below. I'll see you later, and I'll check you out next time.